We're ready to begin our regular scheduled Akron Board of Education meeting. At this time, roll call.
Mrs. Baylor?
Here.
Mr. Bravo?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Reverend Walker?
Present.
Mr. Alexander, Mrs. Lasher, and Mrs. Mansfield had scheduling issues and could not join us tonight.
At this time, as we do in the summer, we're graciously blessed to have the ROTC, our NJ ROTC, to come and lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance, and so they will do that at this time.
Hold. Left. Face. Present. Colors. Ready. Cut.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Harry. Colors. Ready. Cut. Post the colors. Forward. March. Color guard. Hold. Post the colors. Ready. 2. Order. Arm. Ready. Cut. Up. Out. Face. Forward. Arch. Color guard. Hold. Right. Face.
Before you begin, because of our technical, hear you. Speaking. Thank you, sir.
Well, hello, everybody, board members. I would like to introduce myself. I am Cadet Malchuk from Ellet High School's NJRTC. I am going into the 12th grade, and after I graduate high school, I plan on enlisting in the United States Navy. I'm going to pass on my color guard for them to introduce themselves as well.
Hello, I'm Amelia Pritt. I am going into the 10th grade at Ellet High School, and I want to be the first female underwater welder in the Navy.
Hello, I'm Ethan Wilhelm, and I'm going into 10th grade, and I want to become a particle physicist.
My name is Teresia Lucas, and I'm going to the 10th grade, and I want to go to the military.
My name is Muksam Nimbu. I'm going to the 10th grade as well, and I want to be astrophysicist when I grow up.
Thank you.
My name is Brooklyn Sohar. I'm going into the 11th grade, and I want to go into the Army as a Korean linguist.
Hey. Forward. March. Thank you very much. We appreciate your outstanding service that you render, not only coming to the board meetings, but work you do in the community as well. At this time, we will have community reflections, school reflections at this time. Anybody want to begin?
Certainly. Had the opportunity to go to the Project Learn graduation last week. Part of the Project Learn graduation is the graduation of the I Promise 2 students as well. I don't know how many we had this time, but there was over 140 graduates, not necessarily in attendance, but for this session. So they continue to do great work in the community for us and getting our people who have sort of fallen behind their education back up to speed and into the community. Also attended our open house here for the dedication of the Sylvester Small Administration Building and the Conrad Siat developmental floor, I guess it is, or center. Wonderful, well-attended program, and I guess it's nice just to be in the building now. It's official, I guess, with the ribbon cutting.
Anyone else? Just to highlight one other activity that I was able to share with our superintendent was the 219 celebration of the Goodness Luncheon. And it was begun by a gentleman named Sam Miller. And it's the Sam Miller Goodness Award. And our superintendent was one of the recipients of that award. And it highlights the work that individuals do in our community, the good that they do. And of course, we know all of the good work that our superintendent does, not only in Akron, but the good work that he does with other superintendents and with Kent State, the University of Akron being a part of their trustee board, auxiliary group, I believe, and other activities. So it was a great celebration, a great day, a lot of partners from the Cleveland, Akron area. We want to thank many of our partners who journeyed up to Cleveland to support the superintendent. And I'm talking about many of our partners. It was wonderful to see those individuals, Connexus, NGO, our attorney, other partners that we have who took time out of their busy schedule, Alnova, to honor the superintendent by their presence. So again, we want to congratulate him for his outstanding work in being the recipient of the Sam Miller Goodness Award. Our Vice President, Mr. Miller, was also present at that occasion. We want to thank him for being present as well. And then we thank everybody who came out for the dedication ceremony of course, Sylvester Small, Dr. Sylvester Small Administration Building and the Conrad Siat Staff Development Center, and everyone who's worked real hard to make sure that that was an outstanding event, outstanding day. And for those board members who either did not see the email that was sent, we want to publicly thank Mrs. Ott for the beautiful floral arrangement that she sent, saying to us thank you, and we were saying to her thank you. In return, she sent a beautiful floral arrangement thanking us for that wonderful day. So again, thank you. It's a work in progress. Everything we're doing is a work in progress. We're learning things as we go. So there'll be additional things put out to commemorate those events, as well as working on our technology to tone into those things so that we have them in good order. So again, thank you all so very much.
Take just one more opportunity to thank our outstanding administrative staff and all the hard work that you guys do on a daily basis. And just the dedication was just phenomenal. And there were so many good words and reports that went out as a result. And I think that the community has been enlightened to actually the work that's being done at APS. And you know, they may have thought we were just like, you know, sitting around twiddling our thumbs, when actually there's a lot of work that's been going in, and that's attributed to you guys and your hard work every day and for putting that together. So I just wanted to say thank you one more time. Just appreciate you guys and what you bring to the table.
Thank you very much. At this time, we don't have any requests to address the board. Our community and recognitions at this time. Mr. Nathan Runyon? I'm sorry. Gentleman here. I'm not sure, we're having another presentation. I'm not quite sure who you are at this point, so let me figure that out and then we'll go from there. Oh, okay, thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Nathan Ruyan with College and Career Academies. And I'm here tonight to talk about industry credentials and the role they play in college and career academies. As always, we begin with our district focus, and industry credentials align to rigorous teaching and learning and helping prepare students to be well-rounded and prepared to enter the workforce. What are industry credentials? Well, in the end, they're a verification of an individual's competence issued by a third party. They are supported by the Ohio Department of Education across all 13 career fields. Industry credentials have a variety of benefits. It demonstrates a commitment to a student's pathway. It authenticates knowledge and understanding in their given career field. All of the credentials we pursue are nationally recognized, and most importantly, they're designed for adults. When you earn an industry credential, it does help you increase earning. And most importantly, they all offer transferable skills and a competitive advantage in our work. APS wants to dramatically increase the number of students earning credentials. Because it does increase the competitive edge in college applications and job interviews. By completing credentials, students further develop competencies towards the portrait of a graduate. It can also be used towards a graduation pathway. During the 2017-2018 school year, the graduating class of 2018 earned 86 industry credentials. Throughout this school year, during the 2018-2019 school year, we put together a major initiative to improve that. So this year, the graduating class of 2019 earned 1,440 industry credentials. So this represents a 1,500% increase from the year before. And this is entirely due to the hard work and dedication of my colleagues surrounding me. So we have Tracy Ebner from Ellett High School, Becky Duhan from Firestone CLC, Heather Curry, East CLC, Kay Dreslinski, STEM High School, and Cindy Beggar, East CLC. So without their hard work, none of this is possible. It is an amazing achievement and something we're very, very proud of. So this is the aggregate results from this past school year, and East CLC did lead the way with earning 30% of the 1,440 industry credentials. Go East. Yep. And then Firestone followed up with 20%. And then Bookdole was 17%. Very exciting. Yes, sir.
This, just out of curiosity, do the results reflect kind of what you would have expected, or based on the credentialing that's available at each of those sites, does it reflect what you're hoping for or looking for?
Considering this is a new initiative, I'd say it definitely surpassed my expectations. It's very, very impressive to be able to have a 1,500% increase on school year. And once again, it is due to the hard work and dedication of our teachers and staff, as well as the students. They ultimately stepped up, embraced the challenge, and made a commitment to earn these credentials. And I have asked ODE what the record was in the state of Ohio. I have a feeling it's got to be close. So.
I was about to ask you, how do we compare with others? So you're still waiting for that result?
We are.
Okay.
But they actually made me repeat it twice. So pretty exciting. I definitely think we caught him off guard.
Any other questions or comments that we want to give to these outstanding teachers and professionals? We know we've been wrestling with graduation requirements, and this helps us to give another option to our students so that they can be successful in their portrait of a graduate. And every time I hear that portrait of a graduate, I think about Mr. Miller and some things that we're still working on to develop not only academic character, discipline, et cetera, in the lives of our students so they can be well-rounded students and have the portrait of a graduate. So if there's no other yes.
If you'd ever like to share more information, I'm sure we would consume it. It'd be really fun to see how many credentials are available at each of those schools, how many, the students that earn those credentials out of how many students that were in that class, and sort of that information just to digest a little bit more. That's fantastic, though. I mean, kudos to all of you for the work that you do. That's really amazing. And we know going forward with changes in graduation requirements that we should be well positioned to handle some of those alternative pathways. So thank you very much for all of it.
Thank you very much. At this time, we need the approval of our meeting minutes for June 24th.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Mrs. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Bravo?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Reverend Walker?
Yes. Now on our superintendent's recommendations.
Mr. President, I have before me for your consideration 43 personnel recommendations. These recommendations are in proper form, and I move their approval.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
I'd like to make one comment on one retirement, Mrs. Judy White. I didn't have her when I went to Firestone, but she taught when I went to Firestone. All three of my daughters had her. That's not the same one, Judith White? Oh, isn't she? Oh,
We're going to
never
have her
mind,
at
I'm
the
sorry.
next one. Yes.
I read my packet too early.
Yeah.
All right.
Well read.
Coming attractions. All right. Any other comments or reflections? Hearing none, roll call.
Mrs. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Bravo?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Reverend Walker?
Yes.
And Kathy wants to introduce, I think, one person who's here in a new assignment.
I was told the last time I was up here it was a little hard to hear me, so I thought I'd better come up behind the microphone. So hopefully this helps. One person I do want to tell you about who is not here tonight because she's on vacation is Grace Tome, and she's being recommended tonight for a Dean of Students position. Grace has been in the district for 22 years, graduated from Green High School, went to Kent State, where she earned a bachelor's in psychology, and then went on to get a master's in education. She first started with us as a tutor and then was hired full-time at Rankin Elementary in 1998. And she's been at Schumacher, Ritzman, and Finley Elementary Schools. She earned her tenure in the district in 2003 and has been nominated to become a district finalist for Building Teacher of the Year, and has also been a resident educator mentor since 2014. She's earned excellent performance reviews. One building principal noted that Ms. Tome in her classroom environment is extremely conducive to the learning process, and her rapport with students and parents is excellent. So tonight she's being recommended for the dean position, and she will be split next year between Case and Resnick CLCs. She's enjoying Boston right now. I talked with her earlier today. So next, I have Jenna Gilkison, if you could please stand. Jenna? Jenna is a 2008 graduate of Minnesota State University, where she earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in elementary education. She worked as a kindergarten teacher in Arizona for 2 years before returning to school to earn her Master of Arts degree in Educational Administration at the University of South Dakota, graduating in 2011. She taught first grade in the Vermilion School District in South Dakota before moving to the Sioux Falls School District in South Dakota. In this new assignment, She taught kindergarten and first grade for 2 years until she was promoted to elementary instructional coach. Her supervisors commended her performance in this role, noting, among other accolades, our school has had the highest Gallup polls since Jenna has come on board as our instructional coach. Ms. Gilkison excelled as a coach in South Dakota for 4 years until making a move to Kent, Ohio in 2018. She was then hired as an ESL teacher for Akron, where she successfully taught kindergarten through 5th grade ESL learners at Harris Jackson and Findlay CLC. Tonight, we're recommending her for a Dean of Students position, dividing her time between Forest Hill excuse me, and Windermere for next year. Congratulations.
Can I speak from here, or is this okay?
Right. Next, Mr. President, I have before me for your consideration 3 motions and 6 resolutions on the consent agenda. These recommendations are in proper form, and I move their approval.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Bravo?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Reverend Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Baylor?
And finally, Mr. President, I have before me for your consideration 12 business affairs recommendations. These recommendations are in proper form, and I move their approval.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Reverend Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Baylor?
Yes.
Mr. Bravo?
Yes.
Superintendent's report.
No report this evening.
Report. And by way of President's report, we do have scheduled a retreat on the 29th. You should be, by Wednesday, receiving the evaluations of the superintendent and the treasurer. And then please either send to Mr. Miller or myself any questions, topics, things that you want to discuss at the board retreat. Treasurer's report.
No report.
Committee reports, legal, contract, and board policy committee.
You're not here.
Nobody's here for that. That's what I thought I was looking. Okay, finance and capital management committee report.
No report.
Instructional policy and student
I'm just going to
achievement.
say a little bit about the steering committee's retreat that took place on July 10th, which they are an oversight group for the college and career academies. It's made up of the Akron Public Schools business partners, parents, teachers, counselors, and administrators. And their annual retreat was held on July 10th. And there were 61 people in attendance, including 20 businesses and 3 people from the Ford Next Generation Learning Community, and numerous presenters and panelists throughout the day. I understand that our own Vice President, Mr. Tim Miller, was in attendance at some point. So there was a lot of different groups that were led by Rachel Tecca, and a lot of celebrations and completions of tactical tasks and planning and things like that that are going to move the college and career component further ahead. Darren Weimer of Summit Education was also there, gave a presentation, and they deal with a lot of the data-driven information regarding the schools and partners in that regard. So just wanted to give a little brief update about that, let you guys know that people are still engaged and they're still working towards the success of our students.
Thank you very much for that report. Any unfinished business? Any new business? This time, we do need to recess into executive session and pursuant Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22 G3. I hereby move that the board adjourn to executive session to meet the board legal counsel to discuss disputes involving the board and/or the school district that are subject to pending or imminent court action, and also G4 to discuss negotiations or collective bargaining review. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Properly moved and seconded. Roll call?
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Reverend Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Baylor? Mr. Bravo?
Go across the hall for our executive session.